This is Ira, and welcome to Ocean Liners on Print, where we travel through ocean liner history via my collection of ocean liner memorabilia and research. This is your key source for exciting ocean liner content. This presentation will discuss the oldest post-Titanic passenger ship in existence today. The Franca C entered service in 1914 as the Medina. It was renamed Roma. Then it became the Franca C. After retired from Costa, it became the Doulos. It is now the Doulos Phos, a hotel perched on land in Indonesia. This brochure was from 1960 to 1961. From the cover, a Jim Crow theme is evident. Being fully air-conditioned and private shower and bath in each stateroom is not how the ship started service in 1914. When Costa bought the ship, they invested in upgrades to the ship and continued with such investments throughout its ownership of the Franca C. The Franca C sailed from Port Everglades to the Bahamas, Caribbean, Venezuela, and Panama Canal. Cruises were 3 to 13 days. On the bottom it says, quote, Port Everglades, 20 miles north of Miami, close quote. Under general information, passports, quote, not required by U.S. citizens or Canadian citizens taking entire cruise and returning to their domicile in Canada, close quote. If anyone knows when these rules were changed, please put your comments below. I understand not needing a passport for St. Thomas, but all the other islands are colonies of another country, or they are independent. What about Venezuela? I'm sure that for the Africa-Mediterranean cruise, passports are required as that voyage ends outside of the United States and calls on multiple countries. Sailing permits, quote, not required by U.S. citizens or Canadians who are in transit. All other aliens must secure sailing permits, which are issued by local collectors of internal revenue on presentation of evidence that federal income tax has been paid, close quote. I guess if your federal income taxes aren't paid, you're not sailing. Vaccination, quote, all passengers must carry certificates of vaccination against smallpox, close quote. In most Caribbean destinations today, smallpox vaccinations are usually not required. Different cruise lines have different verbiage regarding its policy regarding pets or animals. Here we go. Quote, animals, cats, dogs, monkeys, birds, etc. are not accepted for transportation on these cruises, close quote. Growing up in the 1960s, we had a neighbor who had a monkey as a pet. I have yet to see a pet policy on a vintage brochure that mentions monkeys. Personal funds, quote, it is recommended that passengers carry traveler's checks and letters of credit, as well as a supply of U.S. currency of small denominations. No personal checks will be cashed aboard ship, close quote. This was long before the advent of the cruise card, and at this time in 1960, 1961, few people had credit cards. Ship-to-shore telephones, quote, worldwide wireless ship-to-shore services available to passengers throughout all cruises, close quote. There was always the need to be connected long before the smartphone era. On May 8, 1961, the Franca C's 21-day cruise to North Africa, Mediterranean, ending in Genoa, was probably a positioning cruise, not a repositioning cruise, as it was most likely done to lead the ship to its annual dry docking and maintenance. Genoa and its surroundings have numerous shipyards. Back in the day, most ships went for an annual dry docking. Here are features of the Franca C and these are direct quotes from the brochure. Completely air conditioned, every room with private tub bath and or shower and water closet, king-size staterooms and wardrobes, gleaming outdoor tiled swimming pool, nearly 2 full decks for play and relaxation, radar equipped, superb international cuisine, gracious old world service, sparkling gala nightly activities, skilled cruise director and staff, English-speaking crew, dancing to Latin American rhythms, worldwide ship-to-shore phones. Quote, the casual MS Franca Sea, completely air-conditioned, bathtub and shower in every room, close quote. Quote, you add 4 days of sun to your cruise when you sail from Florida, enjoy smooth sailing and visit more ports, close quote. They are touting the advantage of sailing from Florida versus New York, where it'll take up to 2 days each way, plus the risk of encountering rough seas on the Atlantic to get to the Caribbean, whereas from Florida, you're practically already there. Quote, a cruise ship designed especially for Caribbean cruises, the Franca Sea is fitted from stem to stern with every facility for comfort and pleasure. King-size staterooms, each with its own private bath, shower, and water closet, each with spacious closets and wonderfully comfortable beds. Completely air-conditioned throughout, of course, for your perfect comfort. Broad, breeze-swept sun and play decks, a canvas-topped shade deck, gleaming tiled outdoor pool, and a flying fish observation deck on the bow make the outdoors multi-attractive by day and night, close quote. How many cruise ships have a flying fish observation deck? Quote, a splash in the pool, deliciously cool. The center of sundeck fun, the pool is the rendezvous of the sports-minded. Comfortable deck chairs form a huge horseshoe on the outer edge of the deck, a convenient ringside seat for watching the hilarity in progress. Deck tennis, skeet shooting, horse racing, sometimes amusing and entertaining, is going on all day long. An intimate bar placed conveniently nearby will furnish the tall, cool one to add zest to the frolic. From the early hours after sun up, your days at sea will be filled with exciting entertainment, much of it planned, but some spontaneous as the occasion arises. The beautiful San Remo Ballroom is the scene of costume balls, glittering shows, dancing, preview movies, and a myriad of other festive highlights of a fun-packed shipboard program, close quote. Quote, incomparable cuisine that makes every meal a banquet. Our passengers praise without exception the superb food served every meal on the Franca Sea. The menus are long and read like a gourmet's glossary. The varieties of salads, hors d'oeuvres, soups, desserts, and rare cheeses are seemingly unlimited, and each guest is urged by his particular waiter or the maitre d' to sample something else he may have overlooked. You are advised to bring a spare appetite along when you board the ship, for we take up where the sun and racing sea air leaves off, and you will need it. Stewards trained in the old world tradition of service are all part of the Franca Sea's hospitality, close quote. I have yet to see a cruise company touting rare cheeses. And now, a tour of the Franca Sea via its deck plan. On sun deck, we have the Lido pool and surrounding deck, the Riviera bar, lifeboats, and finally, even though it's unlabeled, but it is the Flying Fish Observation Deck. On the lounge deck, we have staterooms, the purser's office, writing room and card room, the Portofino lounge, San Remo ballroom, and the gift shop. On Promenade Deck, we start off with the laundry valet, staterooms, followed by a blank area, which is probably either for crew or machinery. The Rapallo dining room. And finally, Club Capri. On main deck, we start out with staterooms, and then we have the ship's hospital, followed by more staterooms. On A deck, we have staterooms, but what's very interesting is note the unusual layout because the ship is divided here by 7 bulkheads into 8 separate sections. We wrap up the tour of the Franca Sea through its deck plan with B deck, consisting only of staterooms. What did you like most about the Franca Sea? The oldest post-Titanic ship in existence, being part of the Costa fleet, currently a hotel on land, taking a one-way positioning cruise to North Africa, the Mediterranean, and Genoa, adding 4 days of sun when you sail from Florida, rare cheeses, and a flying fish observation deck. Not being able to take a monkey in your cabin. Place your comments in the comments box below. Remember to hit the subscribe button to receive the latest exciting ocean liner content. Thank you from Ocean Liners on Print.